Do you know why most people fail in life? It's not because they lack talent. It's not because they lack opportunity. It's because they choose comfort today, and regret tomorrow. Every day, life puts two doors in front of you. One door is labeled comfort. It's attractive, easy, and fun. Behind it is sleep, distraction, entertainment, and laziness. The other door is labeled sacrifice. It's tough, it hurts, and it requires patience. Behind it is hard work, discipline, sweat, and sometimes tears. Most people will, without hesitation, walk through the door of comfort, because it gives instant satisfaction. But what they don't realize is that this satisfaction comes at a cost, their future. Let me paint a picture for you. Two friends, Ali and Hamza, are in their early 20s. Both have dreams. Both want to succeed. Both want a good life. But their choices are different. Ali loves comfort. He spends his nights watching endless videos, scrolling on social media, playing games, and telling himself, "I'll start working tomorrow." He loves the feeling of freedom, of not stressing, of just enjoying the moment. Hamza, on the other hand, chooses sacrifice. While Ali laughs with friends late at night, Hamza stays awake too, but with books open in front of him. He sacrifices the comfort of sleep, the pleasure of wasting hours, and even the approval of his friends, who sometimes call him boring. Hamza invests his time in studying, learning new skills, and even working small jobs to save some money. Now pause for a second. At this moment, who looks happier? Ali, right? He's free, he's enjoying, he's living in the moment. Hamza looks tired, stressed, and maybe even a little left out. If you judged their lives in this moment, you would probably say Ali is winning. But life is not judged by moments. Life is judged by years. Fast forward 5 years. Ali is stuck. No special skills, no savings, and no direction. He's searching for jobs, frustrated that no one is hiring him, and constantly asking, why is life so unfair? Hamza, meanwhile, has built a stable career. He has knowledge, experience, and confidence. He is respected because he put in the effort when nobody else was watching. This is the brutal truth of life: every comfort today has a price tomorrow, and every sacrifice today has a reward tomorrow. The only question is, which one do you want to pay? Here's another way to look at it. Imagine you are carrying a backpack. Every time you choose comfort, every hour wasted, every opportunity ignored, every distraction chosen, you add a rock into your backpack. You don't feel it immediately, but over time, that backpack becomes heavy. One day, you'll try to run toward your goals, but the weight of your choices will slow you down. On the other hand, every time you choose sacrifice, every early morning, every hour of focus, every discipline, you are planting seeds in a field. At first, the field looks empty. People laugh at you because they can't see results. But over time, those seeds grow into trees, and one day you are standing in a forest of opportunities that you created with your sacrifices. Ali chose the backpack. Hamza chose the field. And that's the difference between success and failure, between regret and reward. The scary part? Most people don't realize this until it's too late. They keep choosing comfort, telling themselves, "I'll start tomorrow," until one day they wake up and discover that tomorrow never came. Their future has already been decided, by their past choices. But the hopeful part is this: every single day, life gives you another chance. The two doors will be there tomorrow, and the day after, and the day after. Comfort or sacrifice. Easy today, hard tomorrow. Hard today, easy tomorrow. The smartest people are the ones who don't just think about today. They think about tomorrow. They understand that sacrifice is not suffering, it's an investment. It's not about losing today, it's about winning the future. So let me ask you again, when the two doors appear in front of you tomorrow morning, which one will you open? Most people misunderstand sacrifice. They think sacrifice means giving something up forever. They see it as loss, as pain, as missing out on life. But the truth is completely different. Sacrifice is not losing, it's trading. It's exchanging something small today for something bigger tomorrow. Let me share a simple example. Imagine a farmer holding a handful of seeds. He has two choices. He can roast the seeds and eat them. That will satisfy his hunger for a day. Or he can put those seeds into the soil, water them, and wait. That means he stays hungry today, but in a few months, he will have fields of crops that can feed him and his family for years. Eating the seeds is comfort. Planting the seeds is sacrifice. And the reward of sacrifice is always greater than the reward of comfort. The same rule applies to your life. If you sacrifice today's comfort, those extra hours of sleep, those endless hours of entertainment, that easy choice of procrastination, you are planting seeds. Seeds of discipline, seeds of knowledge, seeds of growth. And when the time comes, those seeds grow into opportunities, success, and freedom. Think about students who sacrifice their weekends, staying up late not for movies but for books. At the time, it feels painful. They watch their friends go out, have fun, and live carefree. They may even feel left behind. But years later, when exams are passed, degrees are earned, and careers are built, they realize that their sacrifice gave them something priceless. Or think of athletes. They wake up at dawn, sacrifice junk food, train when their bodies ache, and sweat when others are resting. People may laugh, saying, "Why do you push yourself so hard?" But those same athletes later stand on podiums, holding medals, while the world applauds. Their sacrifice turned into glory. Entrepreneurs are another example. Many of them start with nothing. They sacrifice weekends, they sacrifice sleep, they sacrifice the approval of others who call them crazy for dreaming big. But years later, those sacrifices build businesses, financial freedom, and the power to live life on their own terms. Here's what most people miss: sacrifice is invisible in the moment. Nobody claps when you refuse distractions. Nobody cheers when you wake up early. In fact, sometimes you are criticized. People might call you boring, too serious, or even strange. But the thing is, the reward of sacrifice doesn't come instantly. It comes slowly, quietly, and then all at once, when the future arrives. And let's be clear, sacrifice is not glamorous. It's lonely. It's tiring. It feels unfair. But that's why so few people do it, and why those who do it stand out. Because they are willing to pay today for what others want tomorrow. So, the next time you're faced with a choice, ask yourself, am I eating the seeds, or planting them? Am I wasting the hours, or investing them? Because every little choice of sacrifice today becomes a powerful force shaping your tomorrow. Stories are powerful because they show us what choices really mean. So let me tell you about two roads, the road of sacrifice and the road of comfort, and how they lead to completely different futures. There was once a boy named Zion. He grew up in a family that struggled to meet daily needs. From a young age, he promised himself he would change his life and give his parents comfort. But dreams are cheap, the price is sacrifice. Zion's friends lived like most young people. Whenever they got money, they spent it. They bought snacks, trendy clothes, and the newest gadgets. On weekends, they hung out late into the night, laughing and telling Zion, "Don't be so serious. You're only young once." But Zion thought differently. Every time he got a little money, he saved it. He wore the same pair of shoes for years. He often walked to school to save bus fare. While his friends relaxed after class, Zion studied. He sacrificed fun not because he disliked it, but because he had a vision. He wanted something bigger than temporary pleasure. At the time, Zion seemed like the boring one. He didn't go to parties. He didn't have the latest phone. People laughed at him and even felt pity. But Zion didn't care. He kept planting seeds for his future. 15 years later, life told a different story. Most of Zion's friends were stuck in ordinary jobs. They lived paycheck to paycheck, complaining about bills and unfair bosses. Many said things like, "If only I had worked harder when I was younger," or "I wish I had been smarter with money." Zion, however, owned a small but successful business. He had built it slowly, using the savings and discipline of his younger years. His parents lived in a comfortable home. He drove his own car. He had freedom. People who once mocked him now respected him. One day, one of his old friends visited. Looking around at Zion's home, the friend sighed, "I wish I had done what you did. I wish I had sacrificed like you." That's the difference between success and regret. Zion paid the price early, in discipline and sacrifice. His friend paid the price later, in regret. Life always demands payment. You either pay with sacrifice now or with regret later. Comfort may feel good today, but it writes the story of struggle tomorrow. Sacrifice may hurt today, but it writes the story of success tomorrow. So ask yourself, when your story is told, will it be one of dreams fulfilled, or one filled with what-ifs? When people think about sacrifice, they usually think about what they're losing: sleep, free time, comfort, or fun. But the hidden truth is this: every sacrifice you make doesn't just build your future, it builds you. Sacrifice shapes your character, and your character shapes your destiny. Think about it. Success in life is not only about money, status, or achievements. It's also about who you become along the way. And nothing builds strength, discipline, and resilience like sacrifice. When you choose to sacrifice sleep for an early morning routine, you are teaching yourself control. You're telling your body, "I am the master, not my laziness." That small choice builds self-discipline. When you sacrifice unhealthy food and pick what's better for your body, you are teaching yourself patience. You're proving you can say no to short-term pleasure for long-term health. And when you sacrifice endless entertainment for study, learning, or skill building, you're strengthening your ability to focus. These little sacrifices are like bricks. Each time you say no to comfort and yes to sacrifice, you lay a brick in the foundation of your character. Over time, those bricks build a wall so strong that no storm of life can break it. Now let's look at the opposite. People who never sacrifice, who always choose comfort, are like houses built on sand. They avoid pain, so they stay weak. They avoid discipline, so they lack direction. The first challenge life throws at them, failure, rejection, or hardship, knocks them down. Why? Because their character was never trained, never tested, never strengthened by sacrifice. Look at history. Every great leader, athlete, or thinker has a story of sacrifice. Successful entrepreneurs sacrificed sleep and weekends to build their businesses. Champions sacrificed years of comfort to train their bodies and minds. Innovators sacrificed popularity, sometimes even friendships, because they dared to chase ideas nobody else believed in. Sacrifice is like a gym for your soul. In a gym, lifting weights feels painful. Your muscles ache. But with time, the pain transforms into strength. Sacrifice works the same way. At first, it hurts. You miss out on pleasures, you feel lonely, you wonder if it's worth it. But with time, sacrifice transforms into resilience, confidence, and character. And here's the most powerful part: when you develop strong character, success becomes natural. A disciplined person doesn't struggle to stay consistent, it's who they are. A focused person doesn't collapse under distraction, they've trained themselves to resist. A patient person doesn't give up easily, they've learned to endure. This is why sacrifice is more valuable than talent. Talent can open the door, but character keeps it open. So the next time you feel the sting of sacrifice. When you wake up early, when you work while others relax, when you choose learning over distraction, remind yourself, I am not just building a future. I am building myself. Sacrifice is not punishment. It's preparation. It's the process of becoming the kind of person who deserves the future you dream of. And in the end, the rewards of sacrifice are not just external: success, respect, wealth. The greatest reward is internal, the unshakable strength of character that no one can take away from you. Here's a truth most people don't like to hear: life will always be hard. The only choice you get is when it will be hard. You can choose the hard now, discipline, effort, sacrifice, or you can choose the hard later, regret, struggle, and missed opportunities. Sacrifice is the hard today that makes tomorrow easy. Comfort is the easy today that makes tomorrow hard. Let's return to the story of Ali and Hamza. Remember them? Ali chose comfort. He stayed up late, wasted his time, and avoided responsibility. Hamza chose sacrifice. He studied, worked, and disciplined himself. Years later, Ali faced the hard of regret, limited choices, financial pressure, and disappointment. Hamza faced the easy of reward, career stability, respect, and peace of mind. This pattern is everywhere. Students who avoid studying today face the hard tomorrow when exams arrive. Workers who avoid skill building today face the hard tomorrow when they are replaced. People who avoid health sacrifices today face the hard tomorrow when sickness comes. The rule never changes: life demands payment, either in sacrifice now or regret later. The challenge is that sacrifice feels painful in the present. Waking up at 5 a.m. feels hard. Saving money instead of spending it feels restricting. Saying no to distractions feels boring. But what feels like pain today is actually freedom tomorrow. Every hour invested, every distraction resisted, every pleasure postponed, all of it collects interest, like money in a bank. One day, it pays back far more than you ever imagined. Here's another way to see it. Imagine two paths. The first is smooth and easy at the start. No effort, no resistance, no challenge. People rush onto it because it feels nice. But as the path continues, it becomes rocky, steep, and almost impossible to climb. That's the path of comfort. The second path is steep and rough at the start. It demands energy, patience, and grit. But as you go further, it becomes smoother, easier, and more beautiful. That's the path of sacrifice. The question is simple: which path will you choose? Your future self is watching you. 10 years from now, you will either thank yourself for the sacrifices you made, or you will blame yourself for the comfort you chose. Think about that moment. Imagine looking in the mirror years later. Will you say, "I'm proud I stayed disciplined," or will you whisper, "I wish I had tried harder"? Every day, you are writing that future reflection with the choices you make. And here's the good news: it's never too late. Even if you've wasted years choosing comfort, today can be the first day of sacrifice. The seeds you plant now may not grow overnight, but they will grow. And tomorrow, you'll be glad you started. So here's the final message: don't run from sacrifice. Embrace it. Sacrifice is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Walk across it now, even if it's painful, because the other side is worth it. Sacrifice today, so tomorrow is easier. Sacrifice today, so your future self can live freely. Sacrifice today, so you can look back one day and say with pride, "It was all worth it."